Causality is a concept that influences our reality in many areas of our lives. To successfully navigate these dynamics, it's important to explore the realm of cause and effect and how it shapes our reality. Let's liken this relationship to that of a tree and its fruit. Think of a tree with roots hidden beneath the soil that support the entire structure above ground. Just as the roots are hidden, the world of causes works behind the scenes to influence the visible world of results. Roots and causes are essentially the same as the hidden core dimension. The branches and effects, on the other hand, represent the visible universe we encounter every day. The tree metaphor is a good starting point for understanding the nature of these connections. This is because trees are analogous to the invisible spiritual forces that underpin all things and events in this world. The root is the hidden source and beginning that nourishes and sustains the entire system. A healthy root system is essential for the growth of a tree. Our reality, like the physical universe, is based on a complex interplay of spiritual forces known as causes. Effects, on the other hand, include the observable physical reverberations of these spiritual forces interacting. This is the world we perceive with our senses, the material realm where events happen and things exist. It's important to recognize that every component of an effect, every event, and every entity can point to a corresponding force in a cause. The result is that cause and effect are inseparable. They are two sides of the same coin. Digging deeper into esoteric teachings, we find the concept of the cosmic tree as a recurring element in spiritual traditions. The cosmic tree symbolizes the structure of the universe in Kabbalah. The key here is the upside-down cosmic tree, a powerful metaphor for understanding the primacy of cause and effect. It reflects our conventional perspective while emphasizing the important role of the hidden realm in shaping reality. According to Rabbi Isaac Luria, the tree symbolizes the Torah, and there is an upper and lower tree. Each branch and leaf receives the soul of a great person and flourishes and stands as a result. These words emphasize the profundity of the cosmic tree. It can be understood as a symbol of the relationship between the spiritual and material worlds. A key premise of this perspective is that change is best achieved by influencing the roots rather than focusing solely on the branches. Using the tree analogy again, it's clear that fixing the effect without addressing the cause will result in temporary and superficial change. For long-term change, we need to address the underlying issues, which entails ascending into the hidden spiritual world. Think of branches as raw material waiting to be imprinted by a greater power. As with a spiritual awakening, the spiritual energy emanating from the cause shapes the material universe. The branch, which represents material reality, cannot initiate change. It is simply a conduit for the influence of the cause. To bring about real change, you must first address the underlying cause. It's important to understand how things work. Real change happens when invisible forces orchestrate changes that reverberate throughout the visible world. We must realize that the ultimate driver is the cause, and the effect is merely a reflection of the state of the cause. This fundamental celestial force runs through spiritual teachings and illuminates the path to significant, long-term growth. To understand the interrelationship of cause and effect, we must understand the material universe as an outward manifestation of profound spiritual energy. Every phenomenon that exists in the world is the product of a force that has a corresponding cause. Even the minutest detail, such as a blade of grass, can be traced back to an angelic force in the spiritual realm that triggers intention, which is introduced as a motivating factor in the construction of reality. This spiritually motivated goal acts as a catalyst for creativity. This goal arises from the cause and forms the raw material for the effect. In essence, the material universe is the canvas on which the brushstrokes of purpose construct the image of reality. Letters, words, and numbers emerge as powerful tools in the human attempt to influence cause and effect. Language acts as a conduit between our thoughts, feelings, and intentions and the higher world, serving as more than just a means of communication. We can use language to influence the unseen spiritual forces that shape our environment. Think of language as the conduit through which our inner world connects with the outer world and other worlds. When we harness the power of language to program our ideas, they become much more powerful. Only a skilled gardener can choose the seeds for a thriving garden. Language has the potential to plant seeds of empowerment in our brains. It creates a mental landscape of positive thoughts. By training our brains with inspiring language, we engage in a process similar to sowing spiritual seeds. These seeds germinate and blossom in the fertile soil of our consciousness, transforming our inner landscape. The power of these seeds extends beyond our individual thoughts to our collective awareness, eventually changing the fabric of our shared environment. The power of language is evident not only as a tool for inner transformation, but also as a medium for external influence. Language has an amazing ability to connect people from all walks of life, transcending racial and generational differences. According to this perspective, language serves as a lighthouse to communicate our goals to higher realms and to influence the spiritual forces that govern the universe. In addition to language, studying and applying spiritual knowledge is another way to harness the power of cause and effect. This method awakens the light that envelopes our souls and strengthens our connection to the state of perfection within us. The idea of a state of wholeness that exists within the collective soul inspires hope and transformation. Selfish attitudes often cloud these experiences, but the act of acquiring and using spiritual knowledge provides a means to remove these barriers. When we interact with these lessons, we discover a connection to our true, holistic identity. This realization is more than just a theoretical concept, but this realization has a practical impact on our world. The more we connect with our spiritual knowledge and apply it to our lives, the closer our inner state becomes to a state of fulfillment. This alignment influences the spiritual energy that shapes the physical world. In essence, when the fabric of reality changes to align with our inner state, it facilitates outer change. This is where the connection between cause and effect becomes clearer. The change we seek is a path of personal improvement that aligns with the spiritual energy at the center of things. As we move along this path, we become active co-creators, influencing causes and making significant changes to their effects. Many spiritual systems observe this process of harmonizing our inner state with the larger whole of reality. It emphasizes the symbiotic relationship between personal growth and the transformation of the planet we share. The further we go, the more we contribute to the evolution of collective consciousness, culminating in a world that exhibits characteristics of oneness, compassion, and harmony. In our quest for change, we need to move away from the tendency to focus on changes in outward results without digging into the underlying issues. We need to address the underlying obstacles that can divert attention. This shift in attention can eliminate temporary, outward changes that don't address the underlying issues. Protest revolutions and acts of violence may bring about immediate change, but they often fail to purify the underlying beliefs and intentions that shape our reality. While these acts may come with good intentions, they can unintentionally perpetuate negative cycles. This is because the underlying cause, the spiritual aspect, doesn't change. The main difference is that the mind is recognized as the center of reality production. Real change requires a shift in our thinking habits and goals. Our inner world is constantly rebalancing. We need to shift our focus away from our outer manifestations and toward the inner environment that supports those manifestations. We can only achieve long-term change by addressing the root causes of our thoughts. From this perspective, the quest for change becomes a spiritual journey to perfect our inner state. We must initiate a series of changes that reflect our beliefs and begin the evolution of the spiritual forces that shape our world by cultivating a spirit of peace, love, and compassion. We can approach the world of active change with a better understanding of cause and effect and the dangers of misguided endeavors. The potential to build a new reality is at the center of this transition. Reality reflects the values of collaboration, compassion, and optimism. As a collective, we have the potential to co-create reality. Reality emerges from the canvas of our collective consciousness. This fundamental concept emphasizes the fact that every event or accident, whether good or terrible, is a reflection of our collective consciousness. Our inner thoughts and ambitions are projected onto the outer world, shaping the terrain in which we exist. By embracing this perspective, the process of transformation will gain a new dimension. We affect change, which is reflected in the end result, the visible world. Remember, our internal changes act as triggers for external changes, changes in the fabric of reality. May today be a richer day than yesterday.